Hello students, welcome to our second session in physics. Our second chapter we're gonna explain it is mass and volume. First we begin by the definition of mass. Mass is a measurement that refers to the amount of matter that makes up an object. The SI unit or the universal unit of mass is kilograms. For example, the mass of the apple equals 0.25 kilograms. For people, the mass of Ahmad is equal to 75 kilograms. Mass measurement. To measure mass, we use balance. But we have two types of balances. The first type is manual balance, and the second one is digital balance. Volume. Volume is the amount of space that a substance or object occupies. For liquids, the volume of liquid is the space occupied by a liquid. The SI unit of liquid's volume is liters. To measure the volume of liquid, we use graduated cylinder glasses. In the adjacent figure, we see some example of the graduated cylinders that differ in their sizes. Now we will see together how to use this graduated cylinder to read the volume of the liquid. We have two steps to read the volume of liquid. The first one is placing the cylinder on a plane surface as we see in the photo. Okay? The second step is placing our eye horizontally on the same level of the liquid. Then we look at the top of the cylinder to see if it measures in milliliters or in liters, okay? This graduated cylinder reads in milliliters as we see. Then giving a deeper look, we see that the level of water is between 60 and 70 milli. Between 60 and 70 milli, there exists 10 milliliters, and we count the digits. They are 10 between these 10 millis. So, every 10 digits equals to 10 milli. Therefore, each digit, it represents 1 milliliter. Now what we have to do is counting the digits to reach the top level of the water. Now what we have to do is counting the number of digits to reach the surface of this liquid, and we found out that they are 7 digits. So the volume of the liquid contained in this graduated cylinder is equal to 67 milliliter. Let's have a quick look on the upcoming examples. In the first graduated cylinder, the volume of the liquid is 9 milli. In the second, it's 40. In the third, it's 20. And in the last graduated cylinders, it's 14 milli. Volume of solid. Solid has a definite volume. This property of solid means that the volume of solid remains the same if I change its place or I add it into another liquid. Using this property, I can measure the volume of solid using the displacement method. And now we will see together what is the displacement method. As we see in the first figure, we have a graduated cylinder. We add a liquid into the first graduated cylinder, okay, and then we read the volume of this liquid added into this graduated cylinder. And we name this volume by the volume of liquid, which is the same VA because it is our first measure or measure A. And the rock beside this cylinder represents the solid that we need to calculate its volume. Now, we can hold this solid and add it into the same cylinder containing the liquid. When we add the solid into the graduated cylinder, the level of the water in this cylinder increases. The difference between the level of water after adding the solid and before adding it equals to the volume of the solid. When we add the rock to the liquid in the cylinder, we read again the volume of the liquid, okay? And we name it by VB, representing the V final, okay? The final measure of the liquid after adding the solid. After measuring VB, which is the final volume, and VA, which is the initial volume, we become able to measure the volume of the solid, which equals to V final minus V initial, or VB minus VA. Okay? And thus we have the volume of the solid. Example, calculate the volume of the key. The key in this figure is the solid. The liquid in the cylinder before adding the key is 50 centimeter cube. This is the initial volume, or VA, okay? Then we add the key into the cylinder and we read the new volume of the liquid. The volume of the liquid increases to become 60 centimeter cube. This volume represents the final volume, or VB. Now we are able to calculate the volume of the key. V key equal V final minus V initial equal 60 minus 50 equal 10 centimeter cube. Volume of solids according to their geometric forms. Starting by the first form, it's the rectangular prism. As we know, the rectangle has height, length, and width, so that the volume of the rectangular prism is length times width times height. The second form is the cube. The cube have all sides equal. Therefore, the volume of a cube is equal to side cube. Shape 3 is the sphere. The sphere has a radius. Therefore, the volume of a sphere is 4 over 3 times pi times radius cube. The last form is the cylinder. The cylinder has radius and height. Therefore, the volume of the cylinder is pi times r squared times height. These 4 formulas are for study. Application. Calculate the volume of the rectangle. The given rectangle is of 5 cm height, 3 cm width, and 10 cm length. Using the formula, volume of rectangle is equal to height times width times length, so that it's equal to 10 times 3 times 5, which is 150 centimeter cube. Application 2. Calculate the volume of a basketball of radius 0.5 meter. V of sphere is equal to 4 over 3 times pi times radius cube, which is equal to 4 over 3 times 3.14 times 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5, which is equal to 0.52 meter cube. The last example, which is about the cube, giving me the size of this cube is 3 centimeter. Therefore, the formula of the cube volume is equal to side times side times side. And in this example, the side is equal to 3 centimeter. Therefore, the volume of the cube equals to 27 centimeter cube. This is the end of our lesson today. Thank you for your attention.